Hey. City life. Sipping on some syrup, I feel Canadian. City life. Hey, I might specify. City life.
Idaho Skatesman is gonna tell his kid that was Mozart, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the City Life Project YouTube channel for yet another picks, preview, and predictions video here. Just an hour, maybe now an hour and a half before UFC 313 starts, as we've already got a couple cancellations, ladies and gentlemen. Day after weigh-ins, which is getting too much, or too common, I should say. Shama, what's up, Idol Skatesman? What's up, Volcan? What's up, JVD? How you guys doing? Welcome. Sorry I wasn't able to stream as much as I'd hoped to earlier today. Had to make up for work that I didn't do yesterday, as I took the day off yesterday, and there's a couple things I had to get done. I got them done. The weekend starts now. We're gonna be streaming UFC in an hour and a half. We will be streaming either Pancrase, or I forget the name off the top of my head, but a 37 fight Japanese MMA and kickboxing card that I believe is only $7 pay-per-view, or might be free on YouTube. So we'll get to that later. We'll be a little bit more interactive on this one. I know last week we just fired through the picks. Now we got about, like I said, an hour, maybe an hour and a half till the UFC card actually begins. But yeah, guys, get your comments in the live chat. We'll go through a chunk of the fighters, chunk of my picks, my predictions, and just a little bit of a preview, and then we'll get back to your guys' comments like every 3 picks or something like that. Hey, good to see you, Chance. Good to see you. How's this for timing? Let's hear. Hey, what's up, Ace Smoles? Good to see you. 2 fights got canceled on Fight Day, I know. About to need another backup fighter for each at this rate. Shaman D's nuts. I'm going for Ank by Wrestle. Fuck. And that's probably the smart pick. All right. Starting with this first one, which, by the way, I've never felt like I've been swinging so much on a card with my picks, yet I'm picking more so favorites than anything. Yeah, I feel like there's no pick is safe on this card, and maybe a couple, but very little picks are safe on this card. It's an interesting one. There's money to be made underdog wise for sure if you guys are betting, which I know a lot of the community does. It's calzone season, right, Chance? All right, Ozzy Diaz is back. Somehow, some way, he is back coming off a loss. He is 3-2 in his last 5 fights. 34 years of age. An LFA guy who was knocking people out at 185 despite probably able to make 170. He's tall, he's lanky though. He's going up against Jordan Santos, who upset Will Curry on Dana White's Contender Series this last season. He was able to keep the fight on the feet and beat up Will Curry, whose striking wasn't on the same level and who is a jiu-jitsu guy first and foremost. I mean, this one probably should be a little bit closer in odds just because, like, we don't really know what Santos is yet. Is he tough? Yes. Can he defend takedowns? Yes. Are his scrambles good? Yes. I don't know if his striking is going to be as dangerous as Ozzy Diaz just because, like, the test was Will Curry and he passed it by, like, just beating him up on the feet. He does have 3 KO TKOs. He does have 4 submissions. I mean, he is Brazilian. He came out of the womb in a gi and a couple stripes on his white belt. And he really has 1 loss. And it's a decision loss. And it occurred in Titan FC to a 13-9 guy. Not the worst given that he was only 5-0 at the time. He's the Thunder Fight champ. And he beat an 8-2 guy to get that. So respect. Ozzy Diaz, like I said, not a lot to his game. He's out of Kings, other than he's got power. He has never gone to a decision, win or loss. He's gotten knocked out 3 times, but he has 7 knockouts, 2 submissions. Ozzy Diaz is an underdog. Ozzy Diaz knockout. I mean, those are the smart bets. I just don't think he's that good other than his striking. And, you know, when I've seen the fight go a little bit longer, you know, and against good competition, like a Joe Pyfer, like a Mingyang Zhang, who, you know, Joe Pyfer I think is much better than Mingyang Zhang. I mean, I know this one happened fairly quick, but it was just like, there was such a gap. Now, there might not be a gap against Santos, which is why I think the smart bet is the underdog, but I am picking Santos. And I honestly think Santos might take this to the ground. And that's how I don't think Santos is going to scrap with Diaz. I think we see the opposite. And Santos, I don't know, again, because he's the favorite, not really shocks us, but maybe may not be the most polished, but there's something there. I don't know. I just don't trust Ozzy Diaz. But again, if I was dropping some coin on this, which I'm sure I'll look at the chat and chance will be like calzone. Diaz knockout, or just Diaz as an underdog is probably the smarter bet. Marion Santos, since Chris Gutierrez and John Castaneda was canceled, we have Marion Santos against Francis Marshall. Now, Francis Marshall is fine. Good everywhere. Not really great anywhere. I guess his grappling is pretty good, and his boxing is fine. He's quick, but doesn't have too much power. It's just like he's not super dangerous. Whereas especially compared to Marion Santos, who is a dangerous striker. Obviously hasn't proved it yet, but could be like the Prates of 145, given just the way that he fights, the way that he strikes. He's got good balance. He's very strong. He's huge for the division. He's good at keeping the fights on the feet. And when he lands, he hurts. He hurts you. When he lands, he likely knocks you out. And the UFC was actually interested in him a couple years ago, before The Ultimate Fighter, actually. He was let's just get into it here. 14-1 as a pro, like I said. 3-1 in his last 4 fights. He's out of Extreme Couture as well. 8 KO, TKO, 0 submissions, 6 decisions. 1-1 in LFA. Yeah, brutally beat Conor O'Flea to win The Ultimate Fighter. Yes, he was supposed to fight Sean Woodson in his debut, right? Like, that just shows, like... And I forget if it was short notice or not, but, like, okay, the UFC actually has some confidence in him, and it's just... They know that's going to be a sick striking match. Because this guy will actually walk down Sean Woodson and make him counter. And press the pace a little bit more. With Sean Woodson's, like, hit or miss if it's an exciting fight. He's just a specimen. In general, is fucking Slender Man ass looking motherfucker. Anyways, then we're supposed to have a fight in what is it? Some other league against Tyrell Absov. I think I went to the Ultimate Fighter. But anyways, lost to Dan Argueta. I mean, Dan Argueta is not the greatest, but he was on a streak in this one. And Dan Argueta, I mean, did end up making the UFC, but I don't know. Got out grappled in that one. It just seems like he's fixed. I did watch the fight. It was a while ago. I admittedly didn't watch it before jumping on stream here or doing my notes. But like, I remember in the Ultimate Fighter and his one fight after that, thinking like, okay, like he looks a lot better and less like, oh shit, how do I defend this onslaught of pressure and grappling, as we know how Argueta fights. But is it going to be enough for Francis Marshall, who can fight at that pressure at pace, who can put pressure on his opponents as well, and who's 8-2, which isn't a bad record at all. 4 submissions, 3 decisions, 1 KO TKO. Again, his boxing in the pocket's fine, but like when you think Francis Marshall, you don't think of him being like a really good striker. And it was too close of a decision against Bazooka, although he did show a lot of dog in that one. Lost to Dalgarian, no shame in that. Dalgarian's awesome, and like William Gomez. I mean, William Gomez is going to William Gomez, right? Losing split decision, not the worst there. But other than that, like, okay, he beat Connor Matthews on Dana White's Contender Series. He hasn't really gone on to do much at all. Royo, who's 17-10 now, I don't think he's in the UFC anymore. No, he's back on Fury. So he was a fun prospect to watch on the come up, and I still think he's got tools, but I think Marion Santos wins this one. That is my pick. All right, Alex Morono against Carlos Leal. For fuck's sakes. I fucking love Carlos Leal, okay? I fucking love Carlos Leal, and he somehow, some way got past the drug tests in PFL, right? So, like, let's just hope the UFC let him do his thing. Let's just hope the UFC let him do his thing, okay? Because, and this is totally just my opinion, but a juiced up Carlos Leal is a fucking menace and such a great fan favorite fighter to watch because he walks forward and just brawls. He's huffing and puffing, can't even breathe in the 3rd round. It doesn't matter. He's still somehow, some way, walking forward, throwing shots to try to take a motherfucking head off his opponent. I fucking love Carlos Leal, but I'm scared. I'm scared now that this is the UFC and not a short notice fight that he came in. They don't need to test for that at all. Just sign the paper. Here's your cash money. Let's go. And to be honest, there was an argument that you could make the argument that he beat Rinat Fakhretdinov in that short notice fight. And again, just showed why he's an absolute dog. Definitely looked like he was on something there. But anyways, huge favorite in this one. I do think he wins, okay, because he's going up against an aging Alex Morono who, despite being a good wrestler and grappler, just decides to strike with strikers and looks okay at times, but eventually gets put out or beaten up. I always said like Alex Morono was like good everywhere, not really great anywhere, and like I guess his submissions, I don't want to go as far as to say great, but like that's his best tool for the most part. And I think that's his best path to victory against Carlos Leal, who, despite being Brazilian and knowing a little bit of jiu-jitsu and has good takedown defense, more of like the defensive style to keep it on the feet. Morono is a better grappler in my opinion than Carlos Leal. So he's probably not going to do that. He's probably going to try to strike with Leal, who has got 10 KO TKOs, 7 decisions from just getting in brawls with guys, 5-2 in PFL, 3-0 in LFA. Lost in the UFC, but honestly, it was more of a win than a loss for his stock, I believe. 1-0 in Bellator. Yeah, the guy beat in PFL or in LFA was meh. You know, whatever. Actually, no, the guy he fought in PFL or LFA was okay. But I believe he hadn't fought in a while. Brunno was like he just needed to get some wins after PFL. But razor close decision against Sabadusi. A good win against Taylor, Zawada as well. Sabadusi never finished him. And then he pretty much beat everybody else in the PFL and left LFA the first time as the champ. Anyways, fun guy to watch. We know what Alex Morono is. I mean, he's doing more... He does good work with Fury on the commentary there, and I think that's where we're going to see Alex Morono coaching and or do analyst work down the road, and he's getting his reps in, but I don't know. At one point, he put some wins together and was like, okay, he might hang around the top 15 at some point in his career. Now it's not going to happen. Carlos Leal's here, and he's going to hurt him bad, I imagine. All right, before we get to this next one, let's get back to the chat. Yo, what's up, Reddy? Good to see you. 10-fight card. Hopefully, they're all very good fights. You know what's going to suck? It's a 10-fight card. It's going to be 7 hours. 3-1-3 Poison Conspiracy in effect. I have both Diaz money line and Diaz on the Calzone line. Let's go. Everybody in the 3-1-3, put your motherfucking hands up and follow me. Yes, there's a sickness going through. Yo, what's up, UFC 368? I hope we're all still alive for UFC 368. Yo, what's up, Nava? Good to see you, good to see you. Woodson is human version of Worms from Men in Black. Oh, we're getting to it. We're still far from it, but we're getting to it. Give this man his deserved likes, motherfucker. Hit that thumbs up. Yes, thank you, thank you, thank you. Leal Agony is gone. He's taking a little bit less juice. Oh, his acne. Yo, what's up, Ben? Yo, what's up, Simon? Good to see you. UC delayed tonight after cancellations, right? I have to double check, but I imagine they're going to delay another half an hour. Andrew, it was amazing, man. 19,000 people in attendance to watch the semifinals of the high school hockey state tournament. Morono has more than enough talent, but has always lacked athleticism and fight IQ, especially as he aged. Hey, Mr. Grant Gregory, the man, the myth, the legend. Hope you're well, sir. How are you? I'm waiting for your full prediction so I get you start my sports betting. Okay, I'm getting to it. It starts in like an hour. Okay, well that's good. That's good because it was originally supposed to start in like 40 minutes. Anyways, good to see everyone in the live chat. Appreciate you guys. Yeah, I'll make the UFC stream public right after this. It's up. I just said to private because UFC are dicks when it comes to YouTube. That's a story for another day. Bruno Ferreira against Armen Petrosyan. Oh man, there's so many hard fucking ones to pick. Like I said, there's so many favorites on this card that I feel like I'm swinging for with my official picks. But if I was betting, it'd be underdog city, and I wouldn't even be mad if I lost because it's like Bruno Ferreira. You're just asking for a Bruno Ferreira knockout, right? It's just the odds are just begging you to take it, or just him as an underdog. Now, is he that wrecking ball who could do no wrong that, you know, we thought maybe he could be coming into the UFC? Absolutely not. Anthony Smith submitted him. Abbas Magomedov beat him and also submitted him. He did beat Dustin Stoltzfus and Phil Hawes after losing to Ruzaboyev. Oh wait, I'm thinking of the wrong guy. Never mind. I was thinking. Did I say Anthony Smith? I was thinking of the wrong Brazilian. I was thinking of Petrino there. But he did get submitted by Abbas Magomedov. I even wrote in my notes, not Petrino. Jesus Christ.
Emotional
Anyways,
damage.
regardless, after losing to Ruzaboyev, 2 wins against a Phil Hawes and Dustin Stoltzfus, not super impressive. Is he a knockout machine? Yes. Can he be put out and submitted as well? Yes. It's like we've only really seen, similar to Petrino, one thing from this guy that's got him here. And in fairness, we haven't seen him fight long enough in a lot of his fights really at all, except for that one against Abbas Magomedov, to tell us that he has gotten better or has any other tools. Because I know he hurt Magomedov. I'm pretty sure he even dropped him. Though he hurt him, it was like he couldn't finish him right away. He started to fade, and Magomedov was able to take him to the ground and just kind of expose his, lack of ability, especially late in the fight, to get back up to his feet with ease. And I don't think Armen Petrosyan is gonna grapple with him, given that Armen Petrosyan is a kickboxing crossover and is really fighting for his UFC contract right now. 8-4 as a pro, 2-2 in his last 4 fights. Got pretty brutally knocked out just a few months ago. That's double spinning back fist against Shower Bullet. Before then, got submitted against Vieira. Now, Rodolfo Vieira ain't anything special, but he's a very special grappler and, straight grappler against pretty much straight kickboxer. He's got some takedown defense up against the cage in Petrosyan. We kind of all knew how that was going to play out. Great win against Christian Leroy Duncan, I will say. And a great win against AJ Dobson. So, there have been flashes there. And there have been flashes when he goes up against the guys who just want to stand and bang with him on the feet. Except for, the double back fist by Shower Bullet. So, fuck! If you're betting Ferreira, right? If you're betting Ferreira is who you're putting your money on, Petrosyan's a better striker than him. I gotta get, if this is gonna be a kickboxing match, I gotta go with the kickboxer. Oh, I got knocked out 4 months ago, though. Again, I almost feel like it's, like I said, like I'm reaching, picking the favorites. It's a very weird feeling. It's a very weird feeling. All right, let's move on. Not so much with this next one, though. Not so much with this next one, I will say. We have Rei Tsuruya against Joshua Van. I mean, styles make fights in this one, honestly. I don't know if that's going to be in our favor. We shall see. We shall see. I mean, I said the same thing for Joshua Van's last fight against, or not against Cody Durden, actually, his fight before. Fuck, this guy fights so much. Edgar Chairez. Edgar Chairez is more so a grappler who showed us, I'm also Mexican, motherfucker. I can throw these hands at Noche UFC, and boy, did he ever throw them hands and elbows against Joshua Van. That was an incredible fight. Rei Tsuruya, I don't think he's going to be like, yo, I'm from Japan, I got these hands as well. I don't think... It's not the same, okay? Now, could he surprise us all, maybe hang for like a few minutes? Sure. This guy is an elite wrestler. This guy is an elite control artist, and he does do damage. Like, he will try to go for mount. He will try to go for positions where you can't do anything, get you in a deep water away from the cage, land ground and pound, and hunt some submissions. So he's a very offensive, cerebral, and honestly fun, scrambly grappler. I mean, the fight against Carlos Hernandez was actually it was more so a grappling match, and Hernandez with a wrestling background made just for a fun, constant, high-paced, just grappling exchange, where both of them had submission attempts on each other. Joshua Van's takedown defense and just balance, ability to keep fights on the feet, stuffing takedowns. I mean, we saw that in the Edgar Chairez fight. We saw it. Like, he's good, man. He's good. Has he taken a lot of damage early in his career? Yes. He likes to get into wars. I think this one's going to be more of him defending takedowns, scrambling out of positions that Rei Tsuruya is going to be throwing on him. I think eventually, like, Tsuruya can fight at a high pace and has good cardio. I don't want to say it's bad cardio, but, like, the pace is going to slow down, especially if he comes out and just really just like which he probably should, get Van up against the cage or take him to the ground, right? I think Van will, long and short of it, Van will take advantage of the opportunities and moments he has on the feet or to do damage and either finish Tsuruya, or if this goes the distance, even if he gets out-controlled, the damage will outweigh that, in my opinion. it would be surprising if Tsuruya did submit him. But again, as an underdog and with the submission, it's not bad. He does have 4 KO TKOs, but again, ground and pound. So maybe you can go that direction as well. Ripped up deep, ripped up pancreas, ripped up road to UFC. And again, and it's like, we kind of know what he is. And yeah, he beat like the best guys after, he was king of pancreas too, which is pretty cool on road FC. But we've kind of seen that show in particular is is really entertaining, but a lot of these guys haven't really translated to the UFC roster yet. He might. We'll see. Joshua Van is a big test for him, and I'm excited for this fight. Going Joshua Van on this one, though, guys. Going Joshua Van on this one. Yeah, I said everything in my notes. There you go. Damager or KO. Let's go, baby. All right, I'll get back to your chat. I'll get back to the chat after this one. Bobby Green. Or, sorry, King Green. King Green. Bobby Green, 32-16-1 as a pro. He's getting up there in age, and he's not as durable. I'm not as confident in Bobby Green going in there and just like put it on a scrap that goes 3 rounds for my entertainment anymore. I'm more scared for Bobby Green to get knocked out or submitted. Maybe not scared, but you know, wary of that now, right? And proof's in the pudding. He's no longer goes on a few streaks. He no longer can just hang and put on good fights, even in defeat against some of the best guys. Paddy Pimblett freaking choked him out. Jim Miller, I mean, knocked him down, and yeah, Bobby Green deservedly won that fight. Jim Miller's older than him. All due respect to Jim Miller, who's put on some really good fights and can still hang in the division. Jim Miller's older than him, right? Like, yeah, you should. I don't care if you're 38, like you should be beating Jim Miller if you're younger than him and still in the division, right? Hanging outside the rankings of the division. Jalen Turner brutally knocked him out. Good win against Grant Dawson, though. Good win against Grant Dawson. I mean, he fought Tony Ferguson, whatever. Jared Gordon, as much as I hate to admit it, was actually beating him. Drew Dober hurt him. Like, yeah, Bobby Green's he's on the downcline. He's on the downslide, the decline, and he's up against a sick prospect. Now, a sick prospect who left a lot to be desired in that last fight. Now, James Yontop he's just tough as nails. He may not be the quickest. He may not be the most polished. He is scrappy. But the guy could take more damage than arguably the Ramazowski or whatever, who we just saw fight in KSW. Out of respect for him, I'm actually just going to look up his name. 1 sec. Romanowski. Okay. Sorry about that. But yeah, that guy had freaking titanium chin. So does Yontop. Yontop actually landed some good shots on Mauricio Ruffy as well. So I think the killer instinct is obviously there, but that fight left a little bit to be desired. And hey, you're going to develop as a prospect still. He's 10 years younger than Bobby Green. Like, there's going to be some growing pains, especially since he's still new to the UFC. I think the odds are fair on this one, but hey, maybe this is the last performance that Bobby Green wins a decision outstriking a guy. Maybe. At plus 360, do you trust it? I probably wouldn't even bet this one. And I am picking Ruffy to win. I'm picking Ruffy to win a decision. I do think Bobby Green will maybe snake out a round, or Mauricio one-shot Ruffy, one-shots him and knocks him out. And that's probably the end of King Green. Maybe barring one more fight in the UFC, I'd imagine. Fighting Nerds too, right? 10 KO TKOs, 11 victories, 1 decision. His only loss has been KO TKO as well. Just how crazy that'd be if Bobby Green knocks him out Grant Dawson style. I would lose my shit. 2-0 in the UFC, 1-0 in Contender Series. Getting the on-top fight, we just talked about it. Beat Malarkey. Flying. It was impressive, okay? It was impressive, but Malarkey's got that glass chin now, which is unfortunate because Malarkey's actually a good fighter. Great win on Contender Series. Fought in Centurion, where he didn't beat the best opponents, but he beat the guys he had to beat, and his record's not insanely stinky. Like 6-1, he beat an 11-5 guy. 41-8 is a little fucked, but it is what it is. Then proved himself on Contender Series. I still have high hopes for him, but I feel like this is more. I'm more nervous for friggin' Bobby Green than confident in Ruffy, if that makes sense. But I am picking him to win. All right. Before we get to the next one, let's get back to the chat. Morono loves a quick loss. No. Oh, that's a long card. I love Pereira, but had to bet against the Dagi Dynasty. Hype for Fleury to win, become double champion. Let's go, Fleury. Oh, yeah, dogs. You know, I love them long. Yo, what's up, Pit Auto Parts? Hello, Sha. Remember, I'm always here. Just don't talk to summarize. Other times, I'm too much. No, dude, Pit Auto Parts is awesome. Good to see you. Good to see you. It should... I imagine it's delayed another half an hour. Again, I'm doing my predictions right now, so I haven't looked. I'm betting my entire family's monthly bills and expenses on picks from this video, so I hope you do us right. No pressure, though.
Emotional damage.
I mean, let's just say this. Social media is a fucking tire fire everywhere. I would say that it's less towards the people, and more towards, like, we're not gonna bend over sort of thing. And I'd say it's going both ways. And online, I don't think really is a good measuring stick because people online are completely fucked and wouldn't say a lot of that shit to each other in real life. And people in real life would actually just have maybe heated discussions, but discussions about stuff before just fighting in the streets like animals, like we seemingly do on Twitter. So I would say there's a war of words going. Exchange both ways overall, and this is just my opinion. I can't speak on behalf of everybody. I would say overall it's just a frustration that's like, you know, we may not be this country or that country, but we still have our fucking pride and we're still patriots and we're not just gonna bend over, you know, if that's the threat, right? And I think that's more just the frustration. I think it's more just frustration, like, no, we're good, thanks. Than just pure hate. But that's not to say that, like, yeah, it's nasty on social media. It's always been nasty on social media and it always will be. But let's get back to the topic at hand. Ferreira all day, Hulk smash. Armen gets hit too much and Hulk well, he smashes. People think Alex versus Magomed is takedown or bust, but it is this one. King Green. Ruffy title shot 2026. Card pushed to 7 p.m. Eastern. That's what I figured. I'm not trusting that Green's chin. Bro's a Muslim in Ramadan. You're not supposed to fight, but think Alex will win against Magomed. Hey, Bilal Muhammad was able to get wins when he fasted. And I know, like, there are a lot of pro athletes out there in various different sports, soccer most notably, who are able to adjust their diet for that. It's obviously probably a little bit of a hindrance, but I don't think he would take the fight if he didn't think he could win, right? Hey, what's up, Wine Time Sports? Good to see you. It's been a while. I can't wait 30 more minutes. What's up, Diego Lopez? Good to see you. No chance. Nobody's even fought yet, and Chance is already gifting out a membership. Patriot Calzones, thank you so much. Yo, shout out to those watching Octagon right now. That's a long card if the main event's starting now. Regardless of what you think about politics, can we all agree? Yes, fuck daylight savings. I don't want to be watching One Championship Fridays at 6:30 anymore. I want to be watching it at 7:30. Always. Hype for Fleury to win to become the double champ. Dude, I am rooting for Fleury as well. Shout out to Will Fleury. Been a while. Good to see you, my friend, bro. If I didn't come off a day, an evening of drinking and watching hockey, yes, I'm getting too old. I'd be pouring out a glass of wine with you, sir. Right now, it's coffee and water. It's coffee and water to get me through the night. All right, let's continue, boys. Let's continue. Thank you so much for watching, by the way. Amanda Lemos against Iasmin Lucindo. Lucindo 17-5 as a pro, and she's only 23 years of age. Came into the UFC upon knocking girls out left, right, and center. Had an unbelievable early fight in her career against was it Yasmin Uregi? That might have been her free. Yeah. So her debut in the UFC, this fight was actually fucking sick. It was a 3-round war. And I had high hopes for both these girls moving forward. But what I didn't know then, she didn't knock out Uregi. Uregi doesn't have the best chin. Yeah, she was able to knock out these schmucks 1 and 2 chicks on the regional scene. Can't knock out Brogan Walker. Can't knock out Poliana Viana. Can't knock out Carolina Kovacevic. Can't knock out Marina Rodriguez. and was actually very close in that one, you can make the argument that Marina Rodriguez won that fight too, right? So I don't think the power is translated to the UFC. And maybe when she gets a little bit bigger, puts on some muscle, maybe eventually even just moves up a weight class. Or what is she right now? Maybe she eventually gets 125. Okay, maybe then we'll see like some power translate back into the UFC, but I just don't see it. She's hit but not get hit in the UFC since that Uregi war. Hey, she's on a win streak, so credit to her. She's so young, and she's the favorite coming into this one. I think she might be able to frustrate Amanda Lemos, who is going to be a little bit slower than her, but Amanda Lemos is stronger, has better grappling, has good takedowns, is dominant on the ground and getting good positions to land ground and pound, and she hits harder. Her power has actually translated to the UFC. 14-4-1 is the former title challenger. 37 years of age, though, getting up there. 2-2 in her last 4 fights. 8 KO TKOs, 3 submissions, 3 decisions. 8-4 in the UFC, 3-1 in Jungle Fight. Lost to Wei Li for the title. No shame in that. She did have one good round against Wei Li, and I believe it was either the 4th or 5th round. So there were flashes. Dominated Mackenzie Dern. Lost to Janji Roba, which was a good win for Janji Roba. That one was more of like a grappling affair. That was almost a year ago though. Good win against Marina Rodriguez, Gomez, and then this was a meme loss to Andrade. This one got denial going. Wow. Anyways, I'm going Amanda Lemos. I don't care if she's slower. She's got that a man power in her strikes. And she's stronger than Lucindo. I think she's just gonna big sister her. I'm getting denial going way too much here. All right, we'll stop. We're going with Amanda Lemos. Jalin Turner. Jalin Turner against Ignacio Bahamondes. We'll get back to the chat after the next one, guys. We'll get back to the chat after the next one. Man, 2 tall, rangy fucking strikers going out of here. Jalin Turner, the more polished boxing. Ignacio Bahamondes, the more like cerebral striker. Both of them have really good kicks. Ignacio Bahamondes loves the spinning kicks, that spinning heel kick in particular. So we've seen him even get that knockout in the UFC. And he's got some momentum right now. He's 3-1 in his last 4. Jalin Turner's 1-3 in his last 4, coming off a loss to Renato Moicano, which he could have won that one. He walked off, but it wasn't a walk-off, all right? Good win against Bobby Green. Lost to Dan Hooker, and Dan Hooker had 1 arm. Lost to Gamrot, just got outworked. Has had issues making weight, but hasn't fought in almost a year, and seems to be dialed and ready for this one. Ignacio Bahamondes, 16-5-0 as a pro on a 2-fight win streak. He's the slight favorite going into this one. Again, this is another one where I'm picking Bahamondes to win, by the way. But if I'm betting on fucking Jalin Turner as the underdog here. Like, I feel like I'm swinging. Like, it's 50-50 on the favorite, which is an interesting feeling for the majority of this card. 27 years of age. I just think overall, he's better. I think his cerebral striking is a little bit more dangerous. In the pocket, which against these guys are like lanky guys, so in the pocket is still, would be anybody else's at range. But anyways, I digress. Like, Jalin Turner, if it's just jab on the outside, step hook, combos to the body, sure, he beats Bahamondes, but Bahamondes' kicks are going to give Jalin Turner more issue than I think Jalin Turner's kicks, although Jalin Turner's low kicks are nasty as well. And, I mean, he broke fucking Dan Hooker's arm, all right? So, like, he does have some really powerful kicks. 11 KO TKOs, 1 submission, 4 decisions for Bahamondes. 5-2 in the UFC, 1-0 in LFA. Good win against Manuel Torres. Great win against Manuel Torres. Was able to knock him the fuck out. And, I mean, Christos Giagos, older guy, lost, was getting fed prospects. Beat Ricky Glenn, which was a really good win. But then, Zell Huber beat him and Ignacio Bahamondes. But Ignacio Bahamondes, by the way, he needed a bounce back. Now, Ludovic Klein's a very good opponent. So that, in hindsight, was a really big step up in competition after Roosevelt Roberts, Rong Zhu, and Trey Ogden, although Rong Zhu looked really good in his last fight. He's a very good submission artist. His wrestling's underrated. Trains in Chicago at Bilal's camp, and, like, I remember Bilal talking about him on Joe Rogan's podcast, too, saying just, like, the amount of wrestling that like you have to do to be part of this team. It's like even the strikers have a base that's beyond most guys, and they're just like in their camps because of how much we do. And to be on the team, like you can't miss those practices, even if you're a striker. So, and we've seen it in his defense, his scrambles, and just straight up his double and single legs when he attempts those since his early days in the UFC. Again, Jalin turned very well rounded as well, though, man. Like this should be a sick fight. Both these guys used to, I guess, fighting smaller opponents. This is going to be interesting to see who prevails fighting a guy same weight class but the same size. Ignacio Bahamondes had a little bit of a tougher time seemingly making weight, but I mean, when you cut as much as both these guys, it probably just wasn't a pleasant weight cut for Jalin Turner either. All right. You know, we'll get back to the chat before we get to the co-main and main here. We got a little bit of time. All right, I'm scrolling up. I'm on Osman Diaz moneyline plus 160. You know what's fucked up is Bilal is the lineal BMF champ. Can't wait for the best prospect in the UFC, Joshua Van. 1 hour. And if you think daylight savings is for the farmers, fix your public education indoctrination, as Bryce Mitchell would say. Let's go, La Jola. Jalin Turner's problem is that he fights with TikTok clip edits in his mind. What's up, Crippled Ham? Good to see you. Cage Wars main event ended in an eye poke. These gloves are something else, dude. Cage Wars just can't catch a break. Honestly, my only really interest in Cage Wars these days is to watch the Hardwick brothers. Why they're not in the UFC, I have no idea. But it is what it is. Jalin has confidence issues, though, once the fight starts not going how he wants. Good card tonight. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Starting in about an hour. We will be live for that. I'll get the video up. I'll make it public, or the stream video up, and make it public shortly. All right, let's get to the last two. We'll continue to take your guys' comments. Appreciate you guys. This is a good crowd. Hell yeah. Love you guys commenting and giving me your thoughts as well. Again, I'm not gambling tonight. Pockets cleared, no cash. I went out yesterday. Yesterday was the state tourney day, okay? No gambling today. Just coffee, water. Caught up on some sleep, which was good already today, and we're going all night with Japanese MMA, baby. Let's go, let's go. Maybe towards the end of the night, early morning, we'll cap it off with some tourney flow, but we're gonna stay hydrated for the most part this stream. I do, Nava, I do. All right, let's get to this co-main event, which was put together on short notice. Now, Fiziev has been training, though. I mean, he's been ready to go since around Christmas. Even before Christmas, I think. He's been ready to go. He's been trying to get a fight. No one's been wanting to fight him. To the point where, like, Justin Gaethje, who did not have to fight Fiziev again, he beat him in a close fight. A fight where, honestly, the damage is why Gaethje won. Because if Fiziev's face wasn't cut open, you could say that it could really go either way. I'm pretty sure the striking numbers were... I don't know if they're in... I don't remember if they're in Fiziev's favor or not, but I remember watching it. I rewatched it recently, and it seemed like it, right? Sick fucking fight, the first one. The second one is seemingly going to be a sick fucking fight again. Towards the end of the third round, we did see Fiziev getting taken down, but he does have a Sambo background. He does have good takedown defense. He hits probably just as hard as Justin Gaethje. Go watch some of his old Muay Thai highlights in the big gloves. It still sounds like a fucking cinder block hitting a wall when he punched guys in Thailand. It was nuts. So despite being a little bit smaller than Justin Gaethje, he definitely has the speed advantage. For every 2 big shots that Gaethje will land at him, he'll land like 4 shots with not as much power, but still, when he loads up that hook or uppercut, man. Fiziev's kicks are just as good as Gaethje's, in my opinion, especially the ones to the body. Gaethje does have good leg kicks, as we all know. Do I think Gaethje is going to, you know, remember, like, look, I was able to take this guy down and actually employ some wrestling in this one. If things are still razor thin on the feet, I do think he'll resort to that more in this one than in the first one. When the first one was just straight show, baby. Straight show. I don't think he's going to point at the center in this one. Maybe he will. He is Justin Gaethje. He's the highlight. So, yeah, and Gaethje as an underdog, bro. unbelievable, right? So if I'm betting, you know, I honestly probably should just bet on this one. I should find a few dollar bills, and I gotta go through some jean pockets before the UFC stream starts, and we'll throw a couple bucks. We'll throw a couple calzones on Justin Gaethje here, because, I mean, I don't think he'll finish Fiziev. God, unless Fiziev's knee gets blown out again, which that is a thing. Fiziev hasn't been out over a year, coming off surgery. Has been fight ready for a while, but you're not ready till you're in there, right? You got to get a couple of reps. So that's what blows my mind in regards to him being the favorite. I know Justin Gaethje was knocked out, but that was 10 months ago. You know, a knee injury in rehab, and like bad injury and surgery and rehab, I will always be a little bit more critical of than a knockout. Having said that, I'm picking Fiziev to win, because I thought the first one was, you know, was close enough where Fiziev wasn't bloodied up in the face. You can make an argument for him. And I think he's just hungry to get back into it, and hopefully his face doesn't get fucking cut up this time, and Gaethje beats him that way. Or let's hope that he can defend Gaethje's takedowns, as I do think Gaethje might employ a little bit more mixed martial arts than just savage brawling in this one. But yeah, I'll go with the favor. But again, like for my picks, it's like, am I swinging on a favor? I guess I am. I guess I am in this one. But yeah, I'm going Fiziev. I'm going to drop a couple bucks on Gaethje, though. I mean, plus 135. I mean, Gaethje knockout, I guess, if you guys are high rollers. But I don't think he's going to knock out Fiziev. I think Fiziev's knee will go, if anything, or he'll, like Aspinall, maybe throw that. I mean, it depends how repaired his knee is. I guess if he's been out for over a year rehabbing and he's been fight ready, then... And if he's training at Tiger Muay Thai, kicking fucking bamboo trees and shit in the backyard, then he's probably okay, so... Never mind. He ain't gonna kick a leg like Aspinall did to Blaydes and fall over. For some reason, I'm just scared. But anyways, I do like Fiziev. I'm more of a fan of the sport where I just want to see good fights versus rooting for a fighter. 9.8 times out of 10, I don't give a fuck who wins or loses. I just want to see a good fight. I would say I'm a fan of Fiziev. So I guess I'm kind of rooting for him, but that didn't influence my pick, I promise. Main event, light heavyweight title. Oh, the rise of Alex Pereira. And if Alex Pereira wins this one, I mean, you better believe that fucking Vakitov is going to be to the moon a rush to a title shot. Because they're going to squeeze that viewership out, and before Pereira starts to hit his decline, right? Magomed Ankalaev is Alex Pereira's biggest test in mixed martial arts so far. All right, Jan Blachowicz was up there, don't get me wrong, because Jan Blachowicz and Ankalaev, they had a very close fight. Now, Ankalaev probably should have won that one, but Blachowicz gave him a lot of issues with what now? With what now, ladies and gentlemen? I can't hear you. Low kicks, baby. What does Alex Pereira do so well where you can't even telegraph them? The low kicks. I truly don't believe Ankalaev is going to shoot a takedown before he throws a punch. Now, he might just throw an overhand to set up a takedown, and you might be like a fucking Atoda Soisha. What got Magomed Ankalaev to the UFC was not his grappling. Is he a well-rounded mixed martial artist with amazing grappling? Yes. Is he out of that Khabib camp? No. He's like dabbled in Akhmat's camp. I think he's been, correct me if I'm wrong, Chad, but he's been loyal to like a certain coach and a certain team, and they've like, I think they do have a home base, but he's done camps in various other camps in Russia. 11 KO TKOs. Now, yes, 9 decisions. No submissions. No submissions, okay? Now, well, could Pereira be the first one that he rear naked chokes? It is possible. It is very possible if he gets his back. Pereira's still a big guy and I'd imagine tough to control, but he's got that freaking Dagestani strength, I should say. And he fought in fucking Akhmat's Fight Club too. There you go. Fuck Kadyrov. 11-1, 1-1-1 in the UFC. Beat Rakic. Unanimous decision, but a great win nonetheless. Johnny Walker sent him to the desert. And sent him to the Shadow Realm. Again, good fight. Anthony Smith, Santos. Ozdemir, good fucking win. Ozdemir is still a really good fighter. Krylov, good win. Kutalaba, good win. Both times. Like, Like, he meme lost to Paul Craig. It's gonna happen. It's as long as Paul Craig is still in the UFC, he's gonna get a meme win every now and then. It's gonna happen. It's why they keep him there. Meme Craig. I want to interview Paul Craig so bad because he just seems like a fun person to talk to. The path to victory is grappling. The path to victory is probably 5-round pressure, grappling, ground and pound, tire out Pereira so when this does start on the feet, he'll be slower with the shots and you can still get under him and take him to the ground. Or clinch up against the cage, underhook, short shots. Maybe beat him up against the cage still on your feet and be the guy to knock him out like that. Magomed Ankalaev is more well-rounded than Alex Pereira. But what does Alex Pereira have that Ankalaev doesn't have? The death touch. It sounds fucked up. It sounds like a cartoon. But some fighters have it, ladies and gentlemen. And Alex Pereira has it. He has it. To the point where he can, like, standing TKO guys or just straight knock them out. Again, I'm swinging on the favorite. He catches him with a knee. He takes out his leg and cracks him. Or a high kick on his entry. I am rolling the dice on the favorite that Alex Pereira knocks out, or at least drops Ankalaev so he can get the TKO and catches him. I don't think Ankalaev shoots for a takedown right away. I would be less surprised if he pressures him right away up against the cage. I think Ankalaev's game plan is tire out Pereira so that you can maybe even TKO him on the ground in the 4th or 5th round. Having said that, he's going to probably jab with him a little bit to start, right? Gauge his rhythm and distance a little bit. Then go in for the takedown. 1st, 2nd, maybe even 3rd round. I'm banking on Pereira. If he has any gas left in the tank, I'm banking on a counter shot. It's so weird feeling like I'm swinging on the favorite. All right. Degenerate Parlay brought to you by our friend Volcan. It is plus 1,200 and plus 1,233. Magomed Ankalaev, Francis Marshall, Brunno Ferreira. Or instead of Francis Marshall, Bahamondes. But if it's Bahamondes, then it's plus 650. So I would say let's keep it degenerate. Let's go Ankalaev, Francis Marshall, Brunno Ferreira. You could maybe mix in Rei Tsuruya for any of the bottom 2 guys in Marshall or Ferreira. But I think I'm going to go with Ankalaev, Marshall, and Ferreira as the degenerate parlay. Safe parlay? I mean, no one is safe. No one is safe. Mairon Santos, Carlos Leal, Joshua Van, and or Ruffy. You guys decide. All right, let's get to the comments here. And then we'll hang up the gloves for 20 or so minutes and then hop over to UFC. You know what I'll do right now? I'm going to make the UFC stream public right now so you guys can go and check it out. And I see some new faces in the chat too, so I will give you guys shout outs. I will say what's up. Just give me one sec. Because yeah, this was moved, because 2 fights were canceled, now this was moved to a 7 p.m. Eastern start, ladies and gentlemen. All right, we are going to make this public. Bing, bang, boom. Come on. All right, well, it's going to be public in hopefully a couple seconds. Anyways, let's get to the comments. A Thrill House! It's always a thrill to see you, my man. Will the amount of fingers and toes Magomed has be on the telly? Wait, does he have extra toes? That's fucked up. I just hope Gaethje uses his leg kicks. Hey, what's up, Exploring the Call? I saw you were live earlier today as well. Dropped a like, as always. How are you doing? I know them to share Alex, only planning on fighting 1 or 2 more years top. Yeah, he's getting up there in age. Hot take, Carlos Alberg is Poton's biggest threat. Ooh, that's the that could be the passing of the baton. So he's getting as much as he can. The striking styles are so similar. I read this stat. It says Ank has never completed a transition in the UFC. A transit, like passing guards, you mean? Alex is harder to grapple than people think. He's a big boy. And Krylov is the person Poatan should be the most scared of becoming a contender. Krylov is sick. Alex has experiences in kickboxing. Yes, a lot. A whole career was worth. Put a calzone on Pereira. Hey, Mr. Bombastic. Alex is better boxing, kickboxing, and he understands countering better than most. More chance of Poatan KO than anything else. That's what I'm banking on. James, good to see you, my man. I think Alex's ancestors are going to hold him down while Alex beats him up. If there's no KO TKO in the main event, I choose Ankalaev to win this one. Yep, that's me as well. The fact Magomed is the grappling threat of 205 proves how weak the division is grappling-wise. That is a good point. That is a good point. Hey, what's up, Mateo? Good to see you. What's up, Sobo? Good to see you as well. 205 DC versus Alex would have been a crazy time travel match. Oh my god. Well, it would have kind of been like when he fought Rumble Johnson, but Rumble Johnson, rest in peace, decided to wrestle. Diaz, Marshall Green, Degenerate Parlay. I like that one too. Yeah, I had mad people in the chat today for me like 150. Dude, that's awesome. Yeah, like never completed a pass. It's because he usually just like gets an underhook and just gets a hook in and lays on you and just boom, boom, boom. Or will knock you down, get in half guard or mount and just beat you up. Yes, Glover's his mentor. Smash that like y'all. I don't get the hype. I mean, his finishes for the most part are good finishes. But again, couldn't finish Ozdemir, couldn't finish Rakic. So, I think he's a well-rounded fighter who's the deserving contender. I think if he becomes champ, he's not going to be champ for like that long, right? That's what I think anyways. Guys, it is live. There you go. UFC 313 Fight Companion link is up. I'm going to throw it in the live chat for you guys right here. Hey, do me a favor. Like that video and go comment any ideas you have for the poll question because I want you guys to do the work for me. No, just because you guys, honestly, every stream I try to think of poll questions and my brain is maxed out. You guys are so outside the bubble, outside the box right now than I am. I am fucking in the box. And so it's tough with poll questions every now and then because I'm just like, I got my routine down right now and quite frankly, it's just been a rush to get everything going today. So I will ponder one here as I finish my coffee and get something to eat quick before UFC, or make something to eat quick before UFC. But if you guys want to do me a favor and just, if you're gonna comment in that chat anyways, you might as well. If you got a poll question suggestion, I lean on my boy fucking Emo Volk way too much. I hope it's never like an expectation because I do pay my mods. I hope you guys know. Idaho's like rolling his eyes. Shut the fuck up. So I don't want to overwork you too hard, but you do have banger poll questions. Hey, thank you for the $1 donation. More calzones. What's up, Tala? Good to see you. Calling you now. Shama round 2 sleeps. Ankalaev. Passing the baton so soon cheapens the baton. Per ain't losing. I got 30 bets on 7 fights. Cha-ching. We're eating good tonight. I have a confession to make. I like big boobies. Yet you're into Japanese chicks. Much love, brother. Yeah, $100 stream. You owe me like $500. I know. Dude, we need that meme to resurface. What happened to it? We're terrifying. Oh my god.
Emotional damage.
God damn it. At least the eggs are cheaper north of the border. I had to fucking pay $10. $10 today for eggs. What is this? Canada? What is this, Canada? God damn. I need to get some motherfucking chickens, ladies and gentlemen. I need to get some fucking chickens. Yeah, that's true. He don't fucks with city life anymore. But that's okay. He's fucking been crushing it. I saw him stream twice this week, I think, including your guys's. I'm unfamiliar with the game, though. The mods get an eighth of a calzone. Brooke paid $13.90 for a dozen here in New York. I'm so hungry. I love calzones. Damn, son. Yeah, see, like, I'm in Minnesota. They should be like, it should be like $3.99 for 18 of them here, bro. Like, I honestly, I have to fucking probably start driving to Wisconsin to get eggs. Eggs are more expensive than gas right now. Then a month from now, we'll rinse and repeat with the same threat. Tala, I already gave my rundown, so just rewind the tape about 5 minutes, and I gave my full rundown there, but I am picking Alex Pereira to win. Crushing is a gross overstatement. Your words, not mine, although I did read them. Imagine Fiziev knocks out Justin. That would be sick. Bro, when I lived on the island, if you guys go check out, you know what? Since we're here, again, I will be streaming in 31 minutes, ladies and gentlemen. You are too nice. I mean, I can give creative, constructive criticism to any content creator. Far from an expert. But putting in the work, yes. I will say that. I will say that. Link to this, guys. Go like it. We'll be live in 30. Oh, Jesus. Yo, 37 fights tonight. 37 fights in this Japanese card tonight. It's gonna be awesome. What was I doing here? Oh yeah, I was talking about chickens. You guys were like, what the fuck, Isha? Where are you going with this? By the way, shout out to all the members. You guys are fucking beauties. I'm pretty sure. Fuck. Okay, so Kyle, my boy, the co-creator of the channel, my brother from another mother, who's still working on, I think his third solo album. By the way, like, my buddy Tim also had like 30 tarantulas, so we used to fucking film them when we fed them. Fucking live crickets and shit. This channel, like, is a bunch of random bullshit, guys. It's, yeah, we did drugs. I mean, yeah, there's a lot here. Watch me get drunk off Costco fucking seltzers. There's a lot of crazy shit on this channel. But anyways, farm, that's what it reminded me of. I used to get my eggs from fucking Kyle's cousin. Bro. Those are ducks, but boom. This was November. No, this was January. No, November in Vancouver Island, by the way. Beautiful stuff. But anyways, speaking of chickens. Sick. Respect, champ. It's fight time. Octagon 68 will 1. Yo, what's up, fighter? Getting knocked out. I didn't have time to cover Octagon today. I covered a little bit of KSW. I promise I will get back on the Octagon train. It's just annoying that they've been putting cards head-to-head with KSW. And today, I took yesterday off work, so I had to go to live hockey in town here and drinking. So I had to recover from a hangover this morning and also get some work done. So I promise, fighter, get knocked out, that we'll get back on the train for Octagon. I promise. Again, his opponent's sick. Quick recap of what your picks were again. Okay, we'll do quick because I do got to get something to eat. I picked Santos, Leal, Petrosyan, Van, Blaydes. Whoops, not Blaydes. That's canceled. Ruffy, Lemos, Bahamondes, Fiziev, and Pereira. But from a gambling perspective, I would probably bet on Ozzy Diaz. I would bet on Bruno Ferreira. I would bet on Jalin Turner. I'd bet on Gaethje, and I'd bet on Ankalaev. But like I said, it feels like I swung on favorites. Fun fact: our snowboard crew is called the Eggmen. Not the Egg Crushers. Dude, eggs are too expensive now for me to keep fucking practicing. Although, I have fucking weak ass grip strength apparently, because I can't crush that shit. Anyways, half the chat has no idea what I was talking about there. Back in 30 minutes, UFC. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. Smash that like button, subscribe, and we'll see you in a few minutes. Peace, I'm out. Hockey from home. We'll see you in 30 minutes for the UFC Fight Companion. Join us live. The link is live. The stream is live. I'll share it once more in the chat here. Let me know in that chat upon liking that stream any suggestions you have for a poll question. You can tar me for any egg crush, but you are too weak. Dude, at the end, I'm gonna go full Rocky. I gotta be careful here. Actually, you know what? I'm just gonna end the stream. Fuck it. I'm out of here.